You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Home Gym Con. This is the first conference dedicated to home gym fanatics. At this event, you'll have the opportunity to get your hands on hundreds of pieces of equipment, get exclusive discounts on items for your gym, learn from industry experts, and much more. The conference starts on April 14th in French Lick, Indiana. Visit homegymcon.com to order your tickets and use the code PRIMAL to save 10% on your purchase. Using that code also donates 10% of the proceeds to Huntington's disease research. Join myself, as well as all of your other favorite brands and sponsors this April by going to homegymcon.com today and ordering your tickets using our special code. Welcome back to episode 82 of the Primal Armor Podcast. We've been covering nutrition and workout programs so much in the last few months, and that's just because we're in that perfect time to be making changes to them and to reach our full potential. We don't want summer to get here, and then we're regretting that we didn't make any changes, because by the time summer's here, it's way too late. And gaining weight doesn't happen in a day, but neither does losing weight, and that's a feeling that I know everyone knows. It just takes way too much effort to try to go out and burn calories during workouts, and that's why I've been giving so many nutrition tips lately. To burn only 100 calories, you have to work a lot harder than you think. It takes 30 minutes of yoga, or 30 minutes of a walk, hiking for 15 minutes, or running a 10-minute mile. And that's quite a bit of work for something you can eat in just a handful of calories. So we really need to focus on how we can be burning even more calories with a lot less effort. Your body continues to burn calories throughout the entire day, and even when you're not exercising. And while it isn't nearly as effective as it is doing the exercise itself, you can train your body to be a lot more efficient at burning calories. And this is due to your metabolism. And that refers to all the reactions that happen throughout your entire body, and that's what provides you with energy. And that's why it burns calories to do so. And some people tend to have a lot higher metabolism than others. And we're going to get into why that is and what you can do about it. Your metabolic rate is affected by a lot of different factors, like your age, your diet, your sex, your race, activity level, and more. And that's why it varies from person to person, and why I won't have the same metabolic rate as you. And your metabolic rate can be usually branched into two different categories, which is your basal metabolic rate, or BMR for short, or your resting metabolic rate, or RMR for short. Your basal metabolic rate is the minimum amount of energy that you need to survive. And that's when you're completely still and not doing any activity to burn calories. And it's just what keeps your brain, your heart, and your other organs functioning. Your resting metabolic rate is a more common one that people think of when they're thinking of your metabolism. It includes all the same things as BMR, but it adds in very low-level activity, like the work you'd be doing behind a computer desk, because muscles are working to sit up, and the brain is processing information. And you're performing minor activities that require just a little bit more energy than just existing in space. Your RMR is what you need to focus on to try to increase so you're burning more calories throughout the entire day, even when you're not exercising. And it's going to be more effective to burn extra calories for 23 hours a day than it is during that 1 hour exercise session. But if you remember what I said earlier, the things that affect your metabolic rate are age, gender, diet, race, and activity. So how do you really increase your metabolic rate? Well, you can't change your age or your gender, and no matter how much you want to argue with me on that, or your race. What you can control is your diet and activity. And the more active you are, the higher your metabolism is going to be. And that also plays a huge role in why gender is also a huge factor in your metabolic rate. Males have more testosterone in their body, which helps them grow muscle faster and easier than females. Having a higher muscle mass in the body helps raise your metabolic rate throughout the day, which in turn burns more calories even when you aren't working out. The average RMR for a male is 1,600 calories in a day, while women tend to only expend about 1,400 calories in a day. And this is largely due to the increased muscle mass in men. And 200 calories might not seem like much, but over the course of a month, that's over 6,000 extra calories burned. And remember, a pound of fat equates to 3,500 calories. So that's almost an extra 2 pounds of weight being burned off each month just by existing. And now take that over the course of a year, and 20 to 25 pounds of extra calories worth have been burned versus those with less muscle mass. And that's why it's so important to be focusing on strength training and building muscle. It makes our life so much easier throughout the other 23 hours of the day. Put that into perspective. Like I said earlier, it takes 30 minutes of yoga or 15 minutes of hiking to burn only 100 calories. Gaining lean muscle mass can burn more passive calories than that throughout the day, and passive calories burned are easy calories. And that's why a majority of our episodes are based on strength training and getting stronger, because everyone wants to have a faster metabolism and lose weight easier. The easiest way to do that is to increase your lean muscle mass. And this can be done for men or women. It doesn't have to be just a tip for men. Everyone can strength train to increase their RMR. And you can look up your own RMR by searching calculators that will automatically put in your info and give you a rough estimate of where you're at. But if you want true numbers, you have to test this inside a lab setting, and it has to be done early in the morning as soon as you wake up, because that's when the results are most accurate. And a lot of college exercise science programs have the tools and capabilities to do so. I know when I was in my undergrad and graduate program, we would test our own very frequently, and some even had that as a part of their research projects. So it might be worth reaching out to your local university to see if they have any research like that going on where you can find out your own, or even pay a small fee to do so. It's a great baseline to know, so then you know how many calories that you're burning each day by doing absolutely nothing. And then you can calculate how much that you're burning during workouts, so then you can start figuring out how much or how little that you need to be eating so you can create a nutrition plan. And if you feel like it isn't high enough for your liking, then it's time to get into the gym and start working out harder. Because figuring out your BMR and RMR are great baselines to know where you're really at, and then what you need to be focusing on more, gaining muscle or cutting calories. This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.